Hi, and welcome to Move. My name is Gypsy. This is your stretch series, and today this is for those of you that sit at desks. Stretching for those of you that sit at desks. Let's get started. Okay, from sitting down all day long, we're going to start with our hip flexors. So we want to come up first so that we open the hip flexors, because as these become folded and sit all the time, what we want to do is open these. So I'm going to turn to the side and take a step forward so that your foot and ankle are directly in alignment with your knee. And you want to make sure that the knee is not inward or open, but right in the center. So you might want to take a moment to find where that is and then really stand on that foot. Now, depending on your flexibility, and you might already begin to feel the stretch here in this hip flexor and the psoas, you may want to come in a little bit more with your knee. But careful that you don't come in too much so that there's no stretch at all. If you tuck the pelvis just a little bit underneath you, you'll begin to feel the front of the hip getting a nice stretch. So we'll bring the hands just over the front knee, and then you choose, you can tuck the back toe or leave it long, whatever works best for you, and begin to slide the foot back until you come to your edge where you get this nice stretch. Then we'll take the same arm up and inhale so that we reach out and elongate from where we've been crunched up and sitting in the front of the pelvis and the hip here. Look forward and even up a bit to lift the heart, lift the navel, and stretch long. Good. We'll back off just for a moment, just to feel and recenter, and we'll go back into that and take it a little bit further. Stand on the front foot, keep the knee in alignment, let this hip come forward and down. When you feel ready, stretch the arm up and reach up long. To take it a little further, we lean away from it now. If you need help for balance, you can always place this hand on a block or on the floor if you're more flexible. Opening the hips are very important. Now, bring both hands down to frame the front foot. Curl the back toes and lift the knee off the ground so you come into a low lunge. In this low lunge, we're beginning to engage the leg in the back that's been sitting and folded at your desk jobs. Beautiful. From here, elongate the spine from the crown of the head and the back of the neck. And from your tailbone, you want to extend your tailbone and the heel backwards, lifting the back of the hamstring up towards the sky. Good. And release. Kick back, bring the foot back in, and just pause for a moment before we go to the second side. Noticing already how that leg feels. Then when you're ready, we'll come up, step forward, second side. Plant the foot, bring the knee into alignment. And remember to find where center is. So it's not out, it's not in, but directly in the center. Hands come in for some support. Check where you want to put your foot in the back and how close you want this knee to move the hip towards the ground till you feel that nice stretch. Tuck the pelvis just slightly under so that the front of the hip gets a beautiful open stretch. When you're ready, take the arm up to the sky and lift the heart, look up, lengthening the back of the neck. Excellent. Reach and lengthen. Breathe and then back off and reset. This time we'll take it a little further. Come back into the stretch. Relax the shoulders down your back, reach up, and now lean away from it. And if you want and have the flexibility, your hand can reach to the block or to the floor as you reach over. Breathing deeply and completely. Beautiful. Return both hands to frame the front foot, tuck the back foot, and lift the knee, lifting the hamstring up towards the back of the sky. Elongate your spine from the crown of your head forward to the back of the tailbone and send the sit bones backwards. Reach, stretch, and engage the muscular energy in the back leg. Nice. Now, step forward so that the feet are directly under both hips. Bend the knees. Let the head, neck, and spine fall over towards the floor. And we come into a ragdoll position where we grab the elbows, let the upper body hang freely from the lower back. So even though we're folding again, and folding in the hips that have been sitting, we now have a chance to let the spine unfurl as opposed to sitting upright as you've been sitting in your desks for the day. As you're here, sway a little right and left and bend the knees. Moving the body left and right to free up the spine from sitting and stiffening, but allow it to have softness and fluidity. Excellent. Bend your knees and take a seat. How are we doing? Good. Now come to a comfortable position that you can sit. And now I want to focus on the back of the neck and the back of the shoulders. When we sit at desks and we work, this becomes more forward. So I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see the difference between the balance of the front of the body being shorter and the back of the body being elongated. When essentially we want to strive for balance. So this is the back of my ribs and this is the front of the ribs. We want them to come into balance, here to here. Same thing for the collarbone and the back of the rib cage. Instead of the collarbone being dropped, we want the collarbone to lift up so that it's balanced with the back of the rib cage. Ears over the shoulders and chin level with the floor. So that might be something you need to work on. And we will enforce that now by bringing the hands to the back of the head. So interlace your hands. And just bring the hands right to the back of your head here. With the elbows out, the shoulders are going to roll back. Go ahead and see if you can begin to lift the rib cage up and the collarbone higher. And then gently press the back of your head into your hands for 10 seconds. Ready? And push. Strengthening the back of the neck muscles. It's a gentle push, don't strain too much. Chin is level with the floor. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, relax. We're going to do that again. Ready? And push. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now this last time that we do it, I want you to add a little mantra. And that is, I love my body. I love my body. I love my body. Because you're taking care of it right now. And we're finding balance. So if you don't like I love my body, you could say, I'm balancing my body. And that is good. Because here at Move, we want to help you and teach you. So let's take the hands back again, interlace the hands behind the head. And instead of counting to 10, we're going to have that little mantra. So pressing the head back, firming the belly, and the mantra. I'm balancing my body. I love my body. I'm balancing my body. I love my body. I'm balancing my body. I love my body. I'm balancing my body. And I love my body. And release. I hope you could feel how the abdominals went into a nice tightening to support you. So we want this abdominals working when we're working at our desk. We let them go. And that's the problem. When we let the belly go, the back becomes taxed. So if we can feel how to use the belly, even when you're at the desk, you can use your stomach muscles and work from a nice open space without taxing the lower back. Now, let's take a stretch for the neck. Gently pull the neck over, and that's a gentle pull, reaching out. Nice. Now, with the hand on the back of the head, push back for 5. I love my body. I'm balancing my body. I love my body. I'm balancing my body. Good. Changing sides. Gentle stretch for the neck. Shoulders are down. Reach out. Then hand goes just a little to the back so that we activate the back body and push for 5 seconds. Little mantra. And release. Nice. Now, let's take it to the floor. This is called the flagman press, and it's very, very good for you to do against a wall if you don't have the floor to do. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring your arms kind of in a cactus arms. So I'm flipping them back and coming into a position where my feet are supported, my hips are supported, and I'm going to take the back of my hands and the back of my shoulders and the back of my head and whole back body and absolutely press it into the ground. So I'm going to press down with the back of my head. So try that now. Push the back of your head, the back of your hands, the back of your forearms, the back of your shoulder blades, the back of your elbows, the back of your feet, the base of your feet, and the whole spine is going to press into the floor. Let's exhale and firm the belly. Again, press and firm. And again, press and firm. And release. Okay. If you sit up for a moment, just take notice of how the back of the body feels in comparison now. What we're doing is we're waking up the muscles in the back, waking up the back of the neck, back of the shoulder blades. So we want to feel that now. Okay. Now, in this stretch, I'm going to add one little strengthener. I'd like for you to come onto your belly. This is a strengthener to build the muscles of the back so that instead of forward desk jobs, we have flying back work that's going to feel really good. It's called the airplane. So just as an airplane would look, we're going to lift from the middle and upper back, lifting the shoulders, arms, head, and if you like your legs, you don't have to use the legs, but we're going to lift them up. I want you to keep the back of the neck long. Extend through the crown of your head. And if you need to turn your head up to look at me, please keep the neck long and use your eyes. That way the neck is free and soft. As we lift up, we're going to take a tilt. I want you to bring your right hand forward. Press down from your lats and underneath the armpit. Then using your middle and upper back, inhale and look up on a diagonal, lifting up. Exhale, change sides. As I push down through my left hand, I'm activating the muscles under my shoulder girdle, the lats, and firming my belly. Inhale, turn. Using the middle body, middle back, abdominals, and come home. Do that again. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Last thing is we're going to lift up and really fly with the shoulders. Take the legs off the ground. Firm and squeeze your whole back body. Back body strong. Lifting is if you have 1,000 helium balloons that are lifting you up. And you can feel them lifting you up from your back. And release. Nice. Now, push back into child's pose. Sit back onto your heels to get any crunchies out of the lower back from those airplanes. Walk your hands And arms long in front of you, and bring the head down. Exhale. And then sitting up and returning back to a seated position. You can sit on your sit bones or on your knees. Now, let's take a nice stretch for the shoulders. As you're feeling the strength in your back body, maybe you already notice, whether you're sitting up here or cross-legged, that the back of the shoulders have become more in place. Nice. Now, let's take the right arm up and the left arm down. Okay? If you have the ability to bend the elbows and catch the hands behind you, go ahead and bind the hands. Now, that might not be available to you, and there's nothing wrong with that. If it's not, take the bottom arm up and catch your right elbow, and then pulling the elbow up and inward. So the shoulder can lift up. The shoulder blade is fine. And you're going to pull it up and back. And then the part that's going to help us the most is our head. So I want you to push the back of your head backwards like we did into the hands before. So as the head pushes back, you can really feel that strength in the back body as you open underneath the arm and shoulder blade. Okay, wherever your arms are, take a last breath and release. Roll the shoulders back 3 times and encourage the strength of the back of the body. Good. Second side. Arm up, arm down. Bend the elbows. Maybe you can catch them. If not, feel free to grab that elbow and you're pulling it up and in. Press the head back against the upper arm, firming the belly. Remember, the belly is going to support your back and straighten you into a balance between the front body and the back body. Okay. Whether you are still catching the elbow or you have your hands in a bind, last breath in and out. As you release, shoulder rolls back 3 and 2 and 1. Now, take the arms out. Imagine that you're going to move them back. So you're going to squeeze under the armpits and just simply pull back as if you're squeezing your shoulder blades into your back body here. And then bring the hands back, interlace them. So you can see I've got my hands just gently back. And take yourself down, forward, and stretch. If it feels comfortable, come up to the crown of your head. Firm the belly. Sitting back and releasing. All right, now, how do you feel? Roll those shoulders. Notice the chest sensation, the back sensation, possibly even a new sensation of blood flow and oxygen coming into your brain. And now you can go back to your desk work. So I would encourage you to take a break every couple of hours from your desk. And if you can't do all 20 minutes, just do a few of these stretches and strengtheners. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've learned something today. My name is Gypsy, and this has been Move. Stretching for your desk jobs.